I'm ready to put in the new fish. Hey, what's going on, everybody? Hope you're all having a good week. Today I have to do a little bit of maintenance on some of my tanks, and I figured I'd take you guys along for some of the ride. I do plan on sticking a Sarah snail trap into this tank today, just because the Malaysian trumpet snail population's kind of gotten a little bit out of hand, and it's kind of inhibiting the epistles from breeding again. They're kind of fighting for a good breeding spot. So I'm going to be doing that, and stay tuned to the end because I'll also be adding those new fish to the 40-gallon breeder today. So stay tuned and hope you enjoy. Alright, so really quick, just so you guys can get an idea, the male and female epistle have kind of been claiming out this seed pod to spawn in, but as you can see, it's got Malaysian trumpet snails crawling all over it, and they've just kind of been getting annoyed with them. They've been trying to push them away, and it's just, for every one they push away, another two show up, unfortunately. So I'm going to be dwindling down the snail population in here. But on another note, that one epistle fry that I could not get out of this tank, I thought it was a female. I'm sorry, I thought it was a male, but apparently it's a female. It's kind of claimed out this seed pod here, this first one here. You can kind of see its tail coming in and out. Of course, it was sticking its head out earlier, but as soon as I turn on the camera, it's not. But I think it's claiming that spot, and apparently maybe I might have a female spawning in each side of the tank. Oh, there she goes. But we'll see. She is starting to come into her colors now. Only other thing I can think of is maybe it's just a male pretending to be a female. But based on the posturing she's been doing, like right now you can see her posturing towards the male. That's the same thing her mother does. So I'm guessing it's a female. I'll just stick it out and see what comes of it. Alright, and for anyone unfamiliar with the product, this is the Sarah snail trap. This one red piece here is where you would put in whatever food you want to use as bait for the snails. I'm going to be using the treat tablets just because the Malaysian trumpet snails really seem to like that food. But essentially the concept is it has these bars here to keep any large fish out, and essentially the snails will go in through these almost like comb shaped pieces here, and as they go in they lift up. You can see they're laying that flat now that I turned it upside down, but then they can't get out of there. So hopefully I can get a pretty good amount of snails in there. We'll stick it in there and see, and we'll check back later, see if what's come of it. Alright, so while I wait for that snail trap to do its thing, I'm going to go ahead and get this tank prepped to put in the new fish. I'm going to do a small water change and clean out the pre-filter sponge on the canister. As you can see, it's kind of starting to get sucked in there. So it is time to clean that out. I can't take the water level down too much though, because the farlowers did spawn again. You can see you got a nice size clutch of eggs there, maybe about somewhere between 15 and 20. Male's doing a good job of guarding them there. So I'll probably only take the water level down to maybe about just above the spray bar. It actually does not need too much of a water change, I believe. I'm going to dip in a test strip and see how it's doing. Alright, so I should make a quick note. Yes, I do use test strips. At one point I did use the liquid kits, but I ended up not using it because it just was too much trouble most of the time. But back when I still had it and it wasn't expired, I tested it out against the test strips, and the readings were actually pretty similar. So at least this brand of test strips works for me. But anyways, we can compare these. My levels are actually pretty good. Nitrates about 10 ppm, which is not bad. So I'm guessing that pothos plant in there must be doing a good bit of work. The water is, probably a little bit between soft and hard, maybe about 100, 110. You can see I've got no chlorine in there. Alkalinity is a little bit low, which is to be expected since I pretty much am running a black water, soft water tank. And then my pH is about 6.8, maybe about 7, which it does come out about 7.2, so it does go down a little bit with all the leaf litter in there. So yeah, not too bad. But I'm gonna go ahead and do that water change and get the filter pads cleaned. Alright everyone, so if you made it to this point in the video, I am ready to put in the new fish, and you get to see what they are. Alright, so here they are. I've got 7 red-eye tetras in here. I'll put the scientific name of them down at the bottom of the screen. But these are a fish I've had my eye on for a while, no pun intended. And when I went to the fish store the other day, they had them in stock, so I figured I would go ahead and buy them up. I think I bought all the ones they had left in the tank, which gives me a nice size school. If I happen to go another day, I might get some more, but probably not. I'll probably just stick with these 7. They are looking really good. I'm really excited to get them into this tank. They've actually were showing some breeding behavior in the quarantine setup. I'm not sure if I'll have any fry come from that, just because there are some other fish in there too. But it would certainly be interesting. I have a feeling these will be pretty easy to breed, just like my Buenos Aires tetras I used to have were. So I'm going to go ahead and dump these guys in, and I'll go ahead and call that the video. I'll see you guys on the next one. Remember to hit that like button, subscribe, and leave a comment down below.